We gotta make a rap to our intro song.
We, or are you telling me I have to?
Me too.
Oh, please, God, write a rap. I would love to hear what you have to say.
I should write a rap to our intro music and then sing it on air.
The
live.
intro music is about 17 seconds long. And
that's perfect.
I don't
Two-liner.
I don't know if you can rap to that.
It's gonna be It's gonna be a
so
slow beat. It's a slow.
You'd have to like sing. And look, I don't want to be the one to tell you this. You don't got the voice for it. For singing.
I know I don't have a good voice, but
I don't think. Actually, honest to God, I don't know what kind of voice you have singing. Have you actually like ever like full on like sung in front of me?
No. It's not bad. Like I have just a normal singing voice. Like you wouldn't be like, oh my God.
Yeah, that.
Like if you heard
you know what
me,
though? I think that it's
just
actually.
it's just a normal singing voice.
I think it's probably better if you don't recognize someone's singing voice. It's like, oh, you know, you're a middle ground singer. It's like
that's what I like to be.
Because if you're good, no one wants you in their car singing. Nobody wants that.
And if you're bad, I especially don't want you in my car singing. I
dude.
cannot handle people sing off beat. And they sing like my aunt used to want to learn lyrics to songs. So she would sing the lyrics after the artist already sang the song. So you know the song American
Out
Boy?
loud?
Yes. You know the song American Boy by Estelle and
Yes.
Kanye? Yeah. Well, it'd be like, okay, take me on a trip. I like to go where.
She would be a whole line behind?
They would say that line, and then she was the echo when she would say it after them.
Would she be the whole line behind her? It'd be like, you start, and then like after Take Me On, she starts saying it. Like
no, she didn't know the words, so she wanted to learn the words.
That.
So like eventually when she got onto it, she would still be behind to make sure she would sing the right words. But like when she first started, she sang the whole song.
That shit is embarrassing. You know what's weird? Learning songs.
I know.
Is so weird.
I don't understand how.
Because like no one.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say no one because people probably do, but like you don't just sit there and just listen to words over and over again like until like you don't actively try to learn a song.
It's just catchy.
But like you ever be like I learn songs fast. I can say that, but like the moment I can learn parts of songs fast because you always like call me out on it, and I've always been that way. Like just where I can just do it like after I heard it a couple times. But like when I rap through like a very difficult part of a verse, I'd be like, when the fuck? Like in my head, I'm always like, when the fuck did I learn this?
Yeah, it's subconscious.
Where did this come from?
And it's also you're putting a beat with it too, which makes it much easier to learn because you have like a
rhythm and melody.
Yeah, it's like you got a beat, so it's like okay, like you know, like not all songs, but the last words sometimes rhyme with the ones before that. So it's like okay, if I can learn this last word, then I can get
pretty
this,
much all.
You know, it's like I can get this line. So yeah. Anyways, though, listeners, look at our new set. We didn't even address it.
Oh, we haven't even introduced ourselves. Welcome back to Dom and Dyl.
Yeah, welcome back. I'm Dom. This
Dyl.
is Dyl. And look at our new set. Yeah, look at our set, everybody. I think you can tell. I can't tell from the camera. It looks
I
like
can
white.
tell from the camera.
But we put bricks behind us. We bricklayed a whole wall. Just kidding. It's wallpaper.
Yeah, our landlord's not going to be happy about this.
No, it can come off.
I know. My dad was like, your landlord's not going to come. I'm like, that shit is coming right off the wall.
Yeah, it's what you call an optical illusion.
It's fucking cool, though.
It looks good, so I'm excited. This is like a whole new element. Now I feel like the podcast setup is done. Basically done. Mm-hmm. We just have to...
Honestly, this board don't even look plain now. Like
no.
Especially on the camera. I feel like it looks better than in real
and
life.
with the color, too. It helps. But I like to leave the board blank for when we have, like, things going on to add, like, an element to, like, you know, holidays and shit. But yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I'm liking it. It was actually very easy to put up, too.
Bro, I am chugging this monster and I am burping. I keep I do them like in my mouth because they would be that loud. Like it'd be like a cartoon belch right now.
We'll stop.
I'm trying, but there's a lot of carbonation coming up.
Yeah. So I was looking at things yesterday on my iPad. Lately, I've been into like putting my headphones in, sitting next to Dylan, but like not talking at all, and listening to music. And what I've been doing is going through Drake's music, picking one song from each album and queuing it up, and then going through the next albums and just like queuing them up. And that way I hear all the songs off all the albums that I like and not in order, you know? It keeps it kind of juicy. But yeah, I've been like doing that. And then when I do that, I start browsing the internet and like doing like whatever. And I saw this thing on Twitter. And did you know, what day is it today?
It always shocks me when you say that you found something on Twitter. Like, I don't even think that you're an active Twitter. Like, I don't think of you as someone who's active on Twitter.
I'm not active on Twitter. I think Twitter is probably,
but you be
in my
there.
opinion, the most pointless one. But that's just for me. I go on there, fuck yeah, because there's some funny ass shit on Twitter that cracks me up. But I really go on there to just kind of see the trending news because I like the trending.
That's
page.
why I was gonna say I wouldn't say pointless because there's probably more of a point to that than Instagram.
Yeah.
And definitely Facebook at this point.
I mean, like for my life though, I like it. I like Facebook.
Yeah,
I love Facebook.
I get a preference, but I wouldn't call it
Meta.
pointless.
Yeah.
No, it's
Anyways,
Facebook by Meta.
I want to go into the metaverse, and I don't know how, but I would love to play in the metaverse.
How about you just focus on your real life?
Yeah, but yeah,
you know
Snoop
what?
Dogg was
you know
saying,
the thing? Yeah, I know. That he has like his own little.
Yeah. Anyways,
fucking
back to what I
wild.
was saying though on Twitter though. Before we change the subject, what were you gonna say before I change the subject again?
That I think that the metaverse is weird, and hasn't The Sims been doing that for decades?
Yeah, but it's brought to Facebook, so
No,
all these people who
the
are lame
metaverse-
and sit at home,
The
or
metaverse
like,
isn't just Facebook. Like the metaverse is like this whole thing, and Facebook wanted to be ahead of the curve, so they jumped on the name Meta.
I wonder how you get onto the metaverse.
I don't give honestly a single solitary
Well, Snoop
fuck.
Dogg's on there. And I want to go party with Snoop.
But you're not partying with Snoop. You're partying with an avatar that Snoop paid for and it has no interaction with.
Yeah, but he says he has like
No, but he
so much land on there.
and he even said that he don't get it, but he's getting the money. So he ain't even on there. It's all a
someone
scam.
else is doing it. Yeah, yeah.
Go ahead, tell me what you.
But
found
anyways,
on Twitter.
I found on January 4th, which today's the 5th. So yesterday, all Blackberries in the whole wide world, like all the Blackberry phones, stopped working yesterday.
I thought they stopped working 10 years ago.
They like shut it down. Like they just all Blackberries done working.
Do
January
people still
4th.
use Blackberries?
I'm sure some people.
You ever
do.
have one?
Yes.
Me too.
That was the shit. The little ball in the middle.
I used to love
The little scroll
Blackberries.
ball.
You play Brick Breaker with that bitch?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was my shit.
Yes.
But yeah, so what about it?
It's just crazy that like
But it's not. iPhones rule the world.
iPhones do rule the world.
And even if you want to say that they don't, okay, then Androids do. But BlackBerry has not a goddamn thing on either.
Androids don't rule the world though.
No, I'm saying, but like if you want to put it into a two category, those two are the most popular
Android, iPhone,
by a landslide.
But BlackBerry could have kept up if they would have went to touchscreen. Like if they would have kept going, because BlackBerry was the shit. BlackBerry and the
was
NV.
like a businessman's phone. I felt like that's like
yeah,
what
the way
it was.
the keyboard was. It was like yeah. I used to love the NV2.
Or like drug
You
dealers.
know the NV2? Remember that?
I don't. So I was like, what was my? Do you know all your progressions of phones?
Yes.
Because I know mine.
Me too.
I had a Go phone. Was my first phone.
The fuck is a Go phone?
Like a pay fucking
oh.
buy it in like the plastic from Walmart.
Yeah.
Basically like what would now be a burner phone.
Yeah.
That was my first phone, and it only had my parents' numbers programmed in it.
Yeah.
And I had to share it with my brother. But I will say this thing was indestructible because me and my brother were getting fights, and like he would take this phone and fucking launch it. It would smack the door. The fucking keys would come off. The screen would pop out, and you could put it back together, put the battery in, and it turned right on.
That's so strange.
And it was like $35.
Why would he throw the phone?
Just a little angry youth, you know?
But
I was in like
why,
7th
of all
grade.
things, why the phone? Like I would say, I'm not gonna throw this. I'll throw this marker
Maybe.
instead or something.
So I don't remember,
or this
but
toy.
I don't remember I would just remember it being thrown. I don't remember the specific reason, but if I had to guess, it was like one of us was probably going to call our parents, like they're fucking around, so it just got thrown.
Oh, like if it's like if you're throwing the phone because the phone pissed you off, then
No,
okay.
it was like during a fight.
Have you ever thrown something when you got mad, like just got frustrated and just whipped it across the room, said fuck it?
I mean, like, not necessarily. I've slammed a laptop once, but it was specifically because I knew it was broken, and I was pissed at it, yes, but that wasn't the reason I threw it. I knew I was claiming on insurance, but I wanted to make it look like I dropped it, so I threw it.
Oh.
But have you thrown anything like that?
No.
Dane is the absolute worst.
You just chuck it. People
I-
do that. They get mad and they just like chuck
I've seen
shit.
him. Me and Matt and Dane all lived in a dorm room, so it was 3 of us in one room. And I've explained this to you, but I don't know if I've explained this to other people. So we lived in a dorm room that was literally smaller than, it was about the size of this bedroom, probably, if that. And we each had our bunk beds.
Which is not that big for you listeners who cannot see the room.
We each had a bed up top, and underneath it was a desk, and connected to it was a dresser. So everything was together, and there was 3 of those in a room, then 2 more dressers with TVs on them, and that was about all you could fit in this room, and a little mini fridge.
He would throw shit.
I was up in my bunk, Matt was up in his bunk, and Dane was down low, like, trying to do something. And for those of you that don't know, Dane is a primary education teacher. Like, he's a kindergarten teacher now, but, like, he was a primary education major. So, like, we would always make fun of him. I'll get to why we make fun of him. But so, like, he would, like, I've seen him launch calculators at the wall. I've seen him, like, just grab, like, pencils and just fucking launch them. He grabbed a lamp this one time and chucked it across the room. And me and Matt just look at each other like, what the fuck? But, like, we would just make fun of him.
Matt would be hilarious.
We would make fun of him because it's like...
why? He just seems like he'd be a funny guy.
What are you mad at? Like, is your finger painting going poorly? Like... You're teaching kindergarten. Like, what is upsetting you this much that you're launching things across this room?
Some people I've seen people, though, have no patience. Like, try to do something for 10 seconds, and then if they can't get it, they just, like, throw it. I've seen people, like, throw their cell phones.
Oh, when I was a kid, I've seen my dad throw my bike. He was trying to fix something on my bike.
Didn't your dad say he just launched something not too long ago because it wasn't working?
My dad is also a big thrower.
I could see him being that. He did something. I was cracking up when he said that, though.
That one is, like, generational. I feel like that generation thinks if I bang on something enough, it's gonna work.
No, it's called anger management.
But anyway, back to what you were talking about.
Well, yeah, I was talking about androids and just kind of thinking about, like...
Well, we got there because we were talking about our progressions of phones.
Yeah, and just thinking about how things used to be. Like, did you ever... What
did an NV look like?
An NV, it had...
Was it like a slide up?
So the front of it, it was like a little screen, and then it had the numbers really big. Obviously 1 through 9, and then you could turn it sideways and flip it open. Okay. It had the up screen, and the whole bottom was like a keyboard.
Like a sidekick.
My friend Morgan had one. And
like a sidekick?
Kind of like a sidekick. Right? I had a phone that could slide up and could slide sideways.
Okay.
Like, those phones used to be the shit, and I had the Shine.
You know what I had at that point in time? A fucking Razor.
No.
But Razors were good.
My mom had a Razor.
Razors were like the OG iPhone.
Razors were the shit.
Had a Razor.
I had the Shine too, which was an AT&T phone, and it was touchscreen. And then the
it's probably back, Singular, honestly.
Like the back, like kicked out. It wasn't. It was AT&T.
Singular became AT&T. I'm just saying, as old as it is.
But it was AT&T then.
Oh, yeah,
I've always had
AT&T. 17 years old.
And then I got an iPhone, and then that was it. I got an iPhone.
You don't even remember Singular?
Singular.
No, Singular Wireless.
I do remember it, but it was like not.
And then it became AT&T.
Oh, well, I had AT&T to begin with.
That shit is...
And then I had an iPhone in 4th grade.
AT&T didn't exist at that point, is what I'm saying. That's how I know you're a child.
Yeah. My first phone service was AT&T. Got an iPhone in 4th grade, and then that was it.
iPhone. And you had an iPhone in 4th grade?
Yeah. 4th grade.
I don't think I got an iPhone until 10th
3.
or 11th grade.
It was that thick-ass fucking thing that had, like, the round back.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about because that was the first one I had. But did you ever have an iPod Touch?
Yeah.
How old were you when you had that shit?
iPod Touch, same age.
Why'd you have both?
Because back then the iPhones didn't do what they do now with music.
I mean, you go put music on, but I guess
but you weren't using it for music because the iPod was still a thing, like the iPod Nano, iPod Touch, iPod Pro, like whatever the fuck.
What was the long skinny iPod? Not a Nano. It was fucking... it was a long and skinny.
I don't understand the Nano. The Nano one that had no screen.
This is what I'm talking about. So mine was like a rectangle. Mine was a rectangle, and it only held about 100 songs. So I was constantly changing out the songs on this thing. You
have to flip through constantly,
and
you can't see it.
Always on shuffle. You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, no.
I remember I'd be mowing the grass. I'm like, fuck these songs, man. I want to hear something else. But you don't get to choose.
Yeah, that's crazy. And the iPod Touch became a thing. And
that shit changed my life.
I was known as the music girl back in the day, too. Like, everybody wanted to listen to my iPod because I had all the good songs. Everybody was like, because I have always loved music.
Cool flex.
Yeah, it is a cool flex because it was just, yeah, people were like, oh, you have all the songs. I'm like, oh, I know.
Okay, chill, bro. No one gave. Everyone had LimeWire. It wasn't like you discovered this thing.
But I had all the new songs at all the times.
Did you only use LimeWire for music?
Back then, yes.
Oh my god, you could get anything on LimeWire, and I mean anything.
Yeah.
I used to download so many pics of like chicks,
really?
And I'm not even like pornographic, like WWE wrestlers and like their fucking because they all wore 2 pieces, and we were into the WWE back then. I'd fucking download those shits. That'd be like my fucking iPod Touch background.
It's hilarious.
Or like back in the day, I'm like,
I love when guys used to put girls as their background.
On like an Xbox 360, you could have like
so funny
pictures, and everybody I knew had photos from LimeWire of just fucking random chicks.
Yeah, LimeWire was the shit, and you would get the occasional like Bill Clinton bullshit. Was that who it was?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
When he's like, I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Yeah, so, but
like
that never popped up for me.
It would say it all the time.
But sometimes you would download something and it would not be anything like what you said.
Yeah, and it would be him saying that. I miss
LimeWire for real.
LimeWire was the truth because it was just no stress. Like, you can make CDs. I would burn so many fucking CDs.
I was a CD king.
Oh, so was I. Just like,
I would buy stacks of
100 and just burn it. I wish I could find my old CDs today, and I would love to hear what was on them.
How would you play them? I guess your car still has it, huh?
Not my car.
For real? Mine got a CD player.
Yeah, I'll put it in your car.
Mine has a CD in it right now.
Remember, like,
I used to... Yeah, cassettes. I remember them, but I don't like
turn them back with your finger.
That's before my time.
That's my grandparents' time.
Prime. And like, I had a CD player
with the little headset with the little foam things. Yeah, so did I.
Dude, speaking of headset, you ever have a Video Now? You know what that is?
No, I know what it is. I never had one.
Them fucking things. It was cool at the time. Nowadays would fucking suck. You buy individual episodes of shows. So, like, I'd be on a road trip watching the same 3 shows every road trip we went on. The same 3 episodes. Don't give me that face like you don't watch only Broad City now
Broad
when
City
streaming
has 5
exists.
seasons and 12 in each, not 3 episodes over and over and over again.
Okay, and how many times do you think you've watched those? I guarantee that you've seen every episode of that more than I watched those little Video Nows.
That's the best show ever, though.
And no, it's not.
It is. Okay. It just depends on who you're asking. If you're asking me,
I like
Broad
the show.
City is the best show ever.
I don't even dislike the show.
It's so fucking funny.
But does it deserve to be watched 24/7?
Yes.
No.
Yes, it does.
No.
I don't give a fuck what you think. I don't think half the people you watch who vlog deserve to be watched.
And I don't watch them more than one time.
Yeah, but it's not. It's different.
One time.
It's different. And I swear to God, every time I watch Broad City, I see something new. Every episode, I'm like, I never noticed that.
Because you don't pay attention when you watch TV.
Yeah, but I used to. When I would watch Broad City, though, the first couple times there, I really sat there and stared at the screen.
I somehow have a hard time believing that.
I don't care what you believe, motherfucker. And the listeners don't care either. Because the listeners are Team Dommy. Actually, though, we have a lot of men listeners.
Yeah, because they're here to listen to you fart.
No, I don't understand it, though. Like, we have, like, more than 90% is men.
For real? Mm-hmm. So I like boys. Let's keep it going.
Maybe it's because I'm so cute.
No, we talk about a lot
so cute and gorgeous.
We talk about
just keep staring.
Honestly,
at me.
even you, like, because you don't shut down when I really start getting raunchy and shit. And it's a man-driven market.
Stupid. Basically, stupid as fuck.
You play into it.
Like, I want to start a podcast with Morgan so bad. I think our podcast would be great. I think podcasts are better when it's the same sex. Like, personally.
I mean, it just depends what topics you're talking about.
Any topic.
Honestly, though, here's how I feel.
Like, if you had a guy sitting here, you guys would, like...
Well, it depends on what demographic you're going for, which ours is, like, we don't market it towards anything in particular.
No, I don't care if you want to listen. And we have a lot of older listeners, too.
But like I was saying,
which is also crazy.
So obviously, if you and it's a different dynamic you have with Morgan. Like, that's like when me and Dane did ours. There's so much shit we talk about just because we have so much history together. Like, you guys have known each other your entire life. But I think that could be to your detriment doing it with her. I think you guys would both get into like these very inside jokes and just start losing it.
That's not true. Because you would talk about it. No. People want to hear stories. People want to hear.
I know that.
Like, if you laugh and then you explain what happened to the listeners, it's all that matters. Like.
But this is where I'm going with this. When you tell me stories about things you and Morgan have done, the story is not told very well. I'm always like, how the fuck is that funny? We'd
have to just, like, think about it.
And then it's always like you had to be there moment. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, but you also were not, like... You're hard to make laugh. Like, you don't find a lot of things funny. You find either really stupid, raunchy, dumb boy humor funny, or like people maybe falling, getting hurt type shit. Which I find hilarious.
I think your stories could be funny if they were told in a more elaborate
no, but like
way.
you still though, there's certain things I'll say and you don't even like budge or smile. I'm like, damn, tough crowd, shit.
I wish I knew what you were talking about. Like what specific moment? Because
I said something yesterday. I forget what it was, but it was so fucking funny to me. And if I was you, I would have cracked up and you just sat there staring at whatever the fuck you're doing. And I said, did you hear me? And you said, yeah. I said, and you didn't even laugh? I'm like, damn, man. Because I think, like, if her and I were talking, or someone you know, like, I feel like if people are laughing, it kind of makes you want to laugh, too, just because people are laughing. If, like, I'm telling a story and you're just sitting here dead as fuck, then people, I don't know, it just kind of depends. And then we could tell the story, but we do have some crazy stories together. Also, a lot of the problem is I don't remember all of the stories. Maybe half of it's there, and then the other half that's fucked up, gone.
That's the problem.
Like half the story is like in my brain, and then the other half I'm like, well, I remember it going like this.
Yeah,
but
there's a lot of like twists and there's a lot of steps to get skipped, and it's like, how the fuck did we end up here?
Yeah, because it's usually after a night of drinking, and the story is kind of just jumbled in my head. Jumbled in my head. But yeah, so we've been talking about starting a podcast. I don't know how we would do it. We would have to do it over Zoom, which people do.
Yeah, I know. That's the way me and Dane did when we did it for a little while. And for some reason, it got kicked off of things. So we just said, fuck it. And it was just hard.
It'd be funny. It's hard, though, because, like...
schedule-wise. We're on different time zones.
Like, we have our podcast. And I feel like I'm so used to podcasting now, where I feel like if I brought someone new and did something else with them, because I would want like a girl podcast, like a girl show, where like we can talk about funny shit and like talk about guys that have said stuff and like just different things. Because like with you, it's like I'm not gonna sit here and talk about men with you.
I don't give. That's where you got me fucked up. I know that,
but like you can't relate and like. You can't relate, and these are things you've never done before. I feel like I've experienced so many creepy things in my life. Like, I feel like you are not, even though you seem like a creep at first, and I couldn't stand you at first, you rubbed me the wrong way at first, you're not a creep. You're not a creep.
I know I'm not a creep.
I'm here to say it, you are not a creep.
Confirmation. Thank you for that.
You used to be the biggest fucking creep of my life.
No, it's in your head.
No. I've already told this story before. I know why.
Though,
I know. I assumed big time.
Every man is a creep.
Because that one time when I saw you in Cleveland, you gave me this look, and I
don't even remember looking at you.
I know that, but you did. And for any girls listening, even though there's probably not many, because no girls listen to this bullshit.
That's a lie, because you got that one girl
I got
who
one
shares
friend,
all
Jasmine.
of our shit.
Yeah, that's probably our 10% women is her and her sister. No, but if you have ever been creeped on by a guy and a guy looks at you and it like feels like when the guy is staring at you, like they're staring at their prey. Like they're looking at you, but they're like kind of looking like
I've never looked at a girl
into you, like into
prey.
Your heart, into your soul, like looking at you, and just like you can just tell the wheels in their head are turning, like, and it is just so nasty.
I won't even approach a woman unless I feel like there's an inkling of hope.
How many girls have you approached when you would go out? Say you're going out having a good old time.
A good amount, but I'm never like the initiator. It's like someone who I can sense is looking at me, or like they walk by and they say something, and then I'll approach them later.
Well, that's good.
Or like
at least you get the vibe.
Or like a mutual. I don't want to.
No, you don't.
This is how I know I'm not a creep. Creeps don't have shame. Creeps will approach you and not give a fuck. I have too much pride to approach you, get rejected, and then walk away.
I will never go on a dance floor again either. Like I will never. If I go to a club, because we're going to Vegas soon.
That's weird.
And I'll be in the clubs.
When dudes will just come try to get up on you.
I'll be at a table to my damn self, kicking it, having a good old time, and you can't be around me unless I put you. You know, that's why I like getting tables and stuff, because I do not fuck with the randos that are just surrounding you.
You get a table though, people are still trying to come scooch into that table.
And I tell them, get out of here unless you're gonna get $50.
Not get
$50, and then you can come on up. I'm gonna start charging a cover fee to get into my section. Smart, but no.
I wouldn't say smart. I'm sure that's done.
I forget what I was gonna say.
All over the country.
Oh yeah, but just going on the dance floor. Like, I will never go to a club, never go on the dance floor again, because you start dancing, and then I think men automatically think that you're drunk because you're dancing.
I don't even think it's that. I think that they just assume like, oh, they want someone to dance
But like
with.
when you go to the clubs, you can see so the people who are dancing in the middle, okay, having a good time, okay, dance, get your groove on, whatever. Then there's a ring on the outside of those people. All the men that are just lurking,
waiting for their chance.
Lurking around for a guy to walk away from a girl, or for a girl to turn their body a certain way so then they can just come up on them. I've had so many guys just like grab onto my hips and like pull me and put my ass on their fucking nasty little dirty wiener, and it just rubbed me the wrong way, like, because I think clubs are sometimes fun, like when you get the vibe and hear the music, but it's the creeps that suck ass.
Yeah, I'm too old for the club, man. I'm cool on that
because I like hearing good music. Like music,
I'll put my headphones on.
Yeah, I want to go to a silent disco.
I would never in my life do that. That is the craziest shit to me.
Well, I want to, and I want to try to
go. Ain't nobody stopping you. You are a strong, independent woman.
I know. I would love to find a silent disco, and just because you can have it as loud as you want, and we're all hearing the same shit, so we can all.
But they're not. There's different stations at those, and that's what's weird to me is that everyone's dancing to different shit.
Dude, I will never forget on TikTok. I saw this silent disco party, and the person was recording it, but there's obviously no sound, like there's no music, it's just everybody dancing, and all you hear is shoes just squeaking like all over the place, so weird, and like these girls like twerking on this guy, and it's just dead silence. It's so funny. I would love to go to one though, because I think they're just cool. All right, so I did a poll yesterday. First of all,
a poll.
Why do people hate blue cheese? Blue cheese is so fucking good.
No, it's not, bro. That's the thing. I'm not
no
even
one likes
get into this argument with you.
No one likes blue cheese.
It's bottom tier condiment.
No, it's top tier if you like it. If you like blue cheese, you fucking like blue cheese and you get it. It is so good.
Well, no shit. That's if you like blue cheese, then you like
I mean, like,
cheese.
you really like it. Like, you... Because people who like it,
if you like
basically
it, you like
love
it, and you're gonna get it.
No, you basically love it. It's so good. Like, I could eat blue cheese crumbles with a spoon. I can eat the whole tub.
You are foul
in one sitting. But yeah, so I was just like looking, like I said, browsing the internet, like I've been doing lately, and I stumbled across a article about 90s kids and just all these old things that were kind of deep in our memory.
Are you a 90s kid?
I consider myself to be a 90s baby.
You were born in late 97.
Yeah, but when you look up 90s baby stuff, I know all of it. Not all of it, I
guarantee you don't know it all.
But I was a 90s kid. Like, I was born in the 90s. Like, I didn't grow up in the 90s, but the 90s, things that were happening in the 90s stuck around to maybe like 2003. And then that's when I grew up. I was like 6 at that time.
That's when I grew up.
But anyways, so I did a poll on Instagram to see if people remember these things. And I'm actually quite shocked about how it turned out.
Okay.
So like this first thing here, we're going to put it up between us, the item. And I want to know if you guys remember these things. And if you're older than Dylan, you probably don't. Because these are like my childhood things. Unless you had kids, then maybe. But yeah, so the first thing is this.
Betty Spaghetti?
Yes. Betty Spaghetti. And did you ever have a Betty Spaghetti?
What do you think the answer to that question is?
No.
So
how do you know what it is?
Okay, I mean, we hung out with Lenore and Diana a ton when we were kids.
She was a bad
Honestly,
bitch.
though, my assumption is that we either saw it at their house or my brother had one. I don't know if you know what? I don't think he did. But you made that face, but my brother was a very interesting child.
I just think it's weird I mean, I guess boys can have whatever.
Yeah, but you asked if we had one.
It's just so Christmas,
weird. He got a pet salon. It was like he was obsessed with it.
Remember Littlest Pet Shops?
The only thing he wanted was, you know, like them big like fake kitchens.
Yeah,
where, like,
I love those.
It was a thing to clean animals.
So what?
It was definitely marketed towards women.
So I like stuff like that.
But they got it for him for Christmas.
Betty Spaghetti was so cool.
I don't know if he had one, but I know for sure, like, my parents' friends all had daughters, so it's like we had to see it at one of their places or something.
Yeah, we had.
So I definitely know what the hell
her
that
hair
bitch
was
is.
so cool. Loved her. She was.
You know what's
cool.
crazy?
But she didn't do anything. It It was kind of a stupid toy.
I could also know it from like commercials, but I was about to say they don't even make like commercials like that anymore. But it's just I don't watch kid channels, so they probably do still make commercials.
Remember blow
toys.
pens? I used to want blow pens. Remember, you used to have your parent. The ad would come on TV. You used to have your parent call because you had to be 18 to call and order these toys.
They used to say to ask your parents before you went to a website back then. That's how new the internet was.
I know.
Like, ask your parents before logging on to...
Yeah, and it says, like, have a parent call this number to get blow pens. I wanted blow pens so bad. They were so fucking cool. Anyways, though, on to the next one. Did you have one of these?
I didn't have one. However, I have something very similar in my toys.
You didn't have one? A Tamagotchi?
No, I'll show you what I had, which I'll also show them. I had very similar to a Tamagotchi. I had this. You know what this is?
Let's talk about No.
It's basically a Tamagotchi, but it's Digimon. So it's these little fucking... It's the same thing. But you didn't really do anything with him.
No, the Tamagotchi was the shit. The Tamagotchi you would hatch an egg, and then you would just be a little blob. It would say, "Oh, you're a boy, you're a girl." You couldn't pick anything. And then
nowadays that's not gonna fly. We're gonna need some non-binary.
Well, they don't make Tamagotchis anymore. So then it would grow up. So then it would become like a year old, and then it would develop into another Tamagotchi, and like there was like hundreds of them, and whenever it was just random what you got.
Well, these ones would evolve too.
They would evolve, but then some of them were so rare. You had to feed it and bathe it and play with it and do different things with it, and it would like you could like make it smarter. You could just do all this stuff with it, and then it was cool, and then it would die. If you didn't feed it after a couple days, or you didn't clean its shit up, it would just die. And then you would log on to Tamagotchi, and you see your thing dead as fuck laying there with an angel flying over it.
Could you get a new one?
Yeah, and then you'd have to start from square one again.
That would be a
but it's so annoying.
Awesome marketing strategy. It dies. Your toy is now useless.
Yeah.
You can't use it. You gotta buy a new one.
Yeah, no.
It's like fucking Neopets. You remember them?
Yes, I love Neopets. I would go on Neopets.com and go to the Big Omelet.
Ask your parents before you can go.
The Big Omelet was my shit.
I did not remember that.
Oh, I used to love the Big Omelet. And the fairy racing game, that was my shit. The omelet was my shit.
Neopets was like the original Nintendogs. You remember that?
Nintendogs. Is that when you had... Yeah, the DS with the dogs. Yeah, I had Chihuahua and Friends. And I had one, and it was white, and I wanted to name it Angel, and I named it Angle. I couldn't spell.
You dumb bitch.
I know. My sister was like, okay, you fucking idiot. And I was old enough. Like, I was definitely old enough to spell the word angel, but I spelled angle. And that was its name. You couldn't change it. So that was it.
Huh.
But yeah, I had Nintendogs, though. That was my shit. But yeah. So Tamagotchis, so cool. Loved them. But the people would bring them to school. Like, put them on necklaces and bring them to school. People would have like 4 or 5 of them. I'm like, damn.
Lame.
Yeah. Next one is this. I owned a pair of these.
I never owned them. I always wanted them, though.
They were stupid.
I mean, yeah, they seem stupid.
They were stupid. Yeah, the next one is moon shoes.
Well, they can see it.
I know, but they're moon shoes, if you're listening. And
you're right.
I know I'm right. It is a podcast, motherfucker. Anyways.
Oh, I know. You ain't going there with me. I'm always one arguing that shit.
Yeah. But you would put these on, and it was like little, they had like little springs, like little trampoline.
Did they actually work?
I mean, like when you walked, like you felt like you were like, you really like.
Floating?
Yeah, you felt like you were floating, kind of walking on clouds. But like the big like purple outside ring of the shoe would hit the ground. It was clunky as fuck.
Was your pole, do you like remember these, or did you have these?
I found these at Goodwill. We bought them.
But was your pole, do you remember, or did you have these?
Do you remember these?
Okay, I was like so 86% of people.
So the Betty Spaghetti, 31 voted yes and 8 voted no. And then Tamagotchi, 35 voted yes, 3 voted no.
Why don't you just give us percentages?
Oh, I could. And then the moon shoes, 86% knew it and 14 didn't. Which I was actually quite shocked. I thought nobody would remember them because I found them in a fucking Goodwill store. So
yeah, those were. I'm honestly surprised that you had. That makes sense. You had them at Goodwill because I feel like those are very early 90s. Even looking at like the text on that, super early 90s.
All right, the next thing is this.
I can't barely see that. I remember those. I don't know if I had one though.
Hit flips. I never had one, and
I don't think I did either.
I was so jealous of those who did have one. Like people would have like One More Time by Britney Spears. It was like a very hot track, and
very hot.
It was a very hot track. Yeah. This I Promise You by NSYNC What else is on here? But yeah, so you would put it in. You could only play one song at a time. Yeah. So like each thing on the photo that you see, each little square.
Dumb as fuck.
Yeah, it's like one song. You put it in, put your headphones in, you could hear just that one song, and then that was it. But you could like trade them with friends, which was kind of cool.
Run it back.
Like, oh hey, can I have one more time? Oh yeah, if I can have Oops, I Did It Again. Like, you know, like let's trade. Okay, and trade for a week and then get yours back. I never had one. I was salty as fuck. 89% of people knew what it was. 11% did not. But your dad voted in these, and so like I can't expect him to know any of these.
Yes,
so
he should though. We were children in that era.
All right, this shocked me.
What?
So this next one I have
Everyone
is
said yes?
Everybody knew what this was. It's a Poochie. It's called a Poochie.
I had one.
And so did I. I had the blue one.
So did I. Okay, so
and I don't remember. It didn't do shit.
I know, but then they came out with another, not the same brand, but another kind of like robotic dog. What the fuck was it called? I want to say like Techno Dog or some shit like that.
I remember it.
I had one of those. I wanted it so bad because I was scared of dogs growing up. So like I was like, I'll get this.
I'll get this instead.
It still kind of scared me.
Really?
Yes.
You're such a puss, dude.
I had one and like it would come walking at me. I'd be like, what the fuck, dude? Like, get this shit away from me. I can't deal.
Yeah, everybody knew. 39 people voted yes to this. So everybody, and I didn't think anybody even knew what this was. I thought it was like a stupid little thing that I wanted.
No.
Like, oh, I want that. It was at Toys R Us.
I had one. It literally did nothing though.
It did nothing. You just put the thing in it. I think it would like.
And it would like make like a little fucking
like little
happy
bark,
dog
little
noise.
Fake, it wasn't a little bark.
It would bark, but when you put the bone in, it did like some weird little noise.
Yeah, like happy.
I don't fucking know what that was. For sure.
like happy dog. That's a happy dog sound. All right, next one is this.
Was that a toy?
It was a TV show.
Okay, that's why I remember her, because she's creepy as fuck.
I want to insert the intro
Angela
song.
Anaconda, so creepy.
Her head was like.
I don't think I ever watched it.
Bobbly as fuck.
Don't think I ever watched that show.
I want to show you the intro. Have you ever seen her intro?
I don't know. Maybe like if I saw it, it would jog my memory, but I really don't know. Oh, you have the intro ready to go?
My name is Angela. Hello. Welcome to my Mario show. I'll introduce my friends to you. Oh no, it's Minnie Pooh.
Ninny Poo. You never heard Ninny Poo?
No.
Yeah, this is it. My mom, when I would say Ninny Poo.
That was your last thing?
No. Not the last thing.
You shut up the iPad like you were done.
No, not the last thing. But yeah, Angela Anaconda. We watched it all the time. And my mom liked it. And, oh, Ninny Poo. We always said that in the house. I don't know what it meant. But we would say Ninny Poo all the time.
I still don't know what the fuck it means.
Yeah, and so the Angela Anaconda, that threw people for a loop, I will say. Not everybody kind of knew what it was.
What's the percentage on that one?
The percentage is 38% yes, 62% no.
Not surprised.
Me either, but the ones who did say yes.
The ones who said yes, said yes. Like, if you like blue cheese, then you like blue cheese.
No, like, they're kind of close to me. Like, a lot of my family. So I feel like it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
In that. So, you know, like,
okay.
Cassandra, my cousin Tiffany, I feel like makes sense.
So it's all family who obviously.
And then there's a few people.
Remember your ass saying
exactly.
Ninny Poo.
And then next one is this one.
What is that?
It's a Doodle Bear.
Okay, I do remember this. That looks very creepy there.
That is
a bad photo of those, I feel like.
Yeah, but that's when I could find Doodle Bear, and the Doodle Bear, you would draw on it, and then you would put it in the washer, and they would just all go away.
Yeah, I never had that either.
I had that, but I was a girl, so yeah. So yeah, that's basically all I have to talk about the 90s.
Okay.
Oh shit, sorry.
Yeah, you be out here fucking shit up, bro.
Yeah.
All right, it looks like you're still good though.
So now I want to see yours, because I'm excited to see.
Okay.
Dude, it's about to be a long podcast, because I have something to talk about that cannot be skipped. A few things that cannot be skipped.
Shit, okay.
Because they are so good.
Have you ever seen these before?
No, it looks like multivitamins.
They are.
It looks like chewable multivitamins.
They're Crazy Bones.
No.
And I don't even think that me and Jacob ever had them, but these two dudes who were really close to growing up had a ton of them.
Get you jealous.
We would play with them though. Like, you remember like the mat that was like a street, like the carpet that every fucking boy had. We didn't have one of those either, but they did. And we would fucking play with these things on there. They literally do absolutely nothing at all, but they're a fucking cool toy, let me tell you.
So they were just, yeah. It reminds me of the Flintstone.
They have
Vitamins.
but they're just little toys. They have like different characters, obviously.
They're kind of cute.
Yeah, they have
The little ghost is
They
cute.
have so many more than that. Okay, we'll just kind of stay in the same realm here. Do you know what these are?
Yes. Some beans.
Mighty beans.
Mighty beans.
Dude,
I never had them, but I liked them.
when I tell you I had all the Mighty Beans, I mean I had all the Mighty Beans. I had like a carrying case that each little bean fit into perfectly.
You know what's crazy about you? I
What?
feel like you've done so many things and you're not old. Like, I don't understand how you've done everything.
What do you mean?
And
What have I done?
like I just feel like everything, like, I don't even know exactly what. You and your brother, though, like, you guys had a good little childhood. Like you
Yeah.
had all the toys. I feel like you loved Harry Potter. You were just into so many different things. Like, you
Oh,
did
yeah.
acting, you did photography,
When we were like
you did modeling.
into thing, well, that's just me changing my major 10 times. But the other
But
stuff was
like,
in
you
high
guys
school.
did so much.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Like, you had all the Mighty Beans.
Lived a lot of lives. No, dude, Mighty Beans were fucking sick, dude. They had like Marvel Mighty Beans.
I might have had like one.
They had like a Spider-Man and Iron Man. I fucking had them all. But that's the thing is like when we were into things when we were kids, we were balls deep into things. Like, and my dad was into a lot of the same stuff as us.
I guess, yeah.
So like, we went balls to the wall.
And like you and me and my sister, we didn't play. I feel like we got to a certain age where, because
Me and my brother did more set up
we're
than
so
play.
different.
We would set everything up, man. Take our fucking time. Which leads me to the next one. These are G.I. Joes.
I mean, I know they
And
are never owned one.
So old
stupid.
school.
My
Like
cousin Robert was obsessed with
my
G.I. Joes.
dad grew up with G.I. Joes, and so he had all of his ones that were like in these packages. Like he probably
Are those the green guys that have like just
those
stand
are
there?
called Army Men.
They just
Don't
stand
ever
there?
disrespect the G.I. Joe like that
The
again.
green guys, and they
Those are
have
just-
like swords.
Those are just basic as fuck, generic Army Men. They don't even have a brand because they're not probably licensed or trademarked. You could just sell them for $1 at the dollar store. These are based off of like a comic book. So my dad grew up on the comics, had these. He probably to this day has some still in packages like this exact packaging.
You should sell them.
I have no, never. They're gonna get given to Maverick. Let's be real. He gave us some in packages. Opened them.
Like, what if Maverick doesn't give a fuck about them? And then you can
My
sell
brother
it.
already went and got them. We're not selling them. I have all of mine still at my parents' house.
I guess, yeah.
But Jacob already went and got all his. Maverick plays with them now. And that's why I told him. He was like, "Hey, is this yours or mine?" I'm like, "Dude, I don't have a kid. Take whatever you want and let him play with it. I don't give a fuck. Just
Right.
put it back. I don't care."
Put it back.
I want
Put it back.
One day, maybe I'll have a little son to fucking play with him.
Yeah, I see a photo of what you had.
And there's like there's cars, like tanks, helicopters, fucking planes, and this shit is so fucking cool, dude. So me and my brother would take all day, set it up but going from my room to his room. Does my room and my parents still have blue carpet?
Yes.
That'd be the water. So we'd get like boxes, like cardboard boxes, cut shit in it, and like build like these fucking big ass cities. And it would go through the hallway to his room, and we'd fucking spend hours setting up, and then like we'd just get an argument 30 minutes into playing and be like, all right, fuck it, and we would just sit there for days.
Yeah, no. That sounded like too much dedication for me.
So fucking fun. This though was like my favorite thing as a kid, which I don't know if anyone's gonna remember this because I do not know one single person outside of me who owned this. This.
What is it?
Okay, so that is Hogwarts.
Oh.
It opens up and it has little guys who are about this tall.
Were they Harry Potter people?
Yeah, but it turns on and like the tables turn over, little stuff moves, and you can connect other.
So you would sit there and like play?
You can connect other pieces to it. So I had a train out front. I had like a little. It's like a path.
That's what I mean. You had everything.
It all connects. So like it's like a path that comes off to Hagrid's hut. There's like a path to the tree with the car in it, and every one of them comes with like a few different characters. I still have all that shit too. My parents, all of it, and that shit is so fucking cool. It's you can't play with it because the people are so small. But my whole dresser was like.
So what would you do with it?
Say
you're sitting right there on the ground in front of it. What are you
I'll play with it
doing?
by myself, but that's not something like you.
Are you
play
like
with multiple
talking
people.
out loud, like
No, in my head.
narrating them?
In my head. You don't talk out loud. People fucking think you're crazy.
We would talk. We would play games and they'd be talking. Like,
I mean,
you
if I was
just
playing
wanted
with
to
someone, I
go
would, but
there.
I was playing by myself. So that's all in my head. Plus,
That
I was
is-
probably like 10 years old at this point.
That is so funny. I thought it was a Barbie dream house.
No, dude.
I'm like, what the fuck
Fucking
is that?
way better than a Barbie dream house, let me tell you.
Well, that's for a girl though. Girls love it. I never liked Barbies. Mm-hmm. Barbies are stupid.
This very similar. This wasn't like when I was growing up.
That was like Minecraft.
No, this wasn't when I was growing up. This was like
Garden Gods.
middle school. No, this is HeroScape. This is a game I told you about where you can build everything. So all these pieces are separate, and you build like castles and like ice and like trees, and it's like there's small pieces, there's bigger pieces like this, there's little 2s, 1s to make stairs. Me and all my friends had it because it's like a board game, and like you can buy different characters, and like there's robots, there's fucking like elves, there's archers, there's army men. It's like all these different worlds together, and you are these little characters. Each one has like, this is super nerd. This is how you know. For those of you who don't know, I'm a very closeted nerd. Like, but back then I was not closeted. In middle school, I was a straight up
you remind
balls
me
to
of
the wall
fucking
nerd.
The kids from Stranger Things.
These fucking like each character had a card and it had powers. You could only move certain area like.
Okay, you're getting into depth with this.
And all of us had our own, so we all had like the,
cool.
We all had the base game. Then we all bought the extra ones. We had so many. We had to put our initials on the bottom of all the.
Oh yeah,
pieces
you told me about this before.
To fucking build it up and go. What are you looking at now?
Mighty Beans. They're cute.
But yeah, that was my
That's
fucking
cool. All right, we
shit.
could be done with this. This is taking too long.
Oh, you're the one who told me to look up stuff to bring to it.
I know, but you be talking for a fucking ever about the shit, I feel like. Damn.
What am I supposed to say? Oh yeah, you remember this? No? Okay.
Describe it a little bit, but you're like, man, it's just like, whoo.
Okay, fuck me then. I'm not bringing a single topic. Go ahead and tell your story that's a must hear, and I guarantee you it's trash. Let's hear it.
No, well, it's a conversation. It ain't a story. But do you remember...
Nope.
Where is it? The McDonald's Monopoly game.
Yeah, it's literally existed till like 2 or 3 years ago.
Do you know what happened?
Yeah, you never seen McMillions?
That's crazy. I want to talk about it real quick though, because back in the day, I felt like McDonald's was like, when did that stop? When you would get the little thing and you pull it off?
A couple years ago, because in college, me and Brooke would still play. She was living, but I believe she was already out here.
So how did you even play the game? Like I never.
You just had to if you collected like the same ones, then you could go like redeem it somewhere. But most of the time, you just win some motherfucking fries. But like,
that was my shit. It's only
there's only like so many of each one printed. But like, we figured, me and Brooke are in different cities. Let's just pull our fucking resources here, and maybe we'll have a chance. But come to find out, no one had a fucking chance. You didn't, because
Jerome P. Jacobson, that was his name.
You never seen McMillions?
No.
It's a whole documentary on HBO about like the scam.
It's crazy.
Of how they're all linked somehow, like winners year after year after year.
Yeah, and the feds caught on to him.
Yeah. It was like tons of money.
24 million.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And that was like our whole, and I never understood how to play it, but that was like our whole
it's just
childhood.
Like in Monopoly. You just try to collect the same ones that match up. Like the same properties.
It's crazy.
Like the 2 blue ones, they only printed like 2 or 3 of each one. So like it was damn near impossible.
So
like,
then what did you do? Build the whole board? Like what was the goal?
How
did you win?
You don't win the entire thing. Like there's certain ones that if you get all of these, you win X. Certain ones, but like the big ones were like the 2 blue ones that cost the most right before go, like Boardwalk and whatever the other one is. Mm-hmm. They only printed so many of those. Come to find out, they probably didn't print them. They probably just, or like when they did, they just obviously divvied them out to the right people and just had them waited out.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, but if you got all 4 trains, you would win. I don't know how much. Maybe like, this isn't just accurate, but like $500, like, which ain't shit to McDonald's. But the amount of things you're gonna have to buy to probably get all 4 railroads is crazy. It's crazy that
McDonald's didn't even know that they were being scammed either.
I don't believe that.
Like that's crazy.
I don't buy it.
You think they were in on it?
Yeah, someone in McDonald's was in on it. Like, how else? Like, yeah,
it's crazy.
I get like the people who print it really has the upper
hand. And then like
hand
Wendy's
here,
would try to keep up too, but Wendy's would just put pull tabs on their shit.
But that used to be on everything as long as you got a large or like,
that was their
biggie back then. Now they have the biggie bag, but do you remember when everything was biggie sized? Like now they have like the biggie bag because they have 4 for $4 than the biggie one.
That sounds good.
But every meal like you could get it
like
Biggie
super
size.
size, like McDonald's too. Yeah.
So that's when you would get the pull things. It wasn't like you got it on everything.
No, I never did that super size Biggie bullshit. I was never allowed.
They
to.
had that though year round. If you got that, is what I'm saying.
Really?
It wasn't
Oh.
like a limited time.
Yeah,
thing.
like Wendy's would have like you can only pull one though, which I don't know how they would know. So like you could only pull one off. They would have two. You can only pull one.
I don't fucking know.
So what do? Bring the empty shit back? Take the empty carton of fries to them and the
No,
sticker
I
and
do
say,
remember.
"Here,
I do
only
remember
pulled
this.
one."
But there was like no. You had to scratch them. You had to scratch one. It had two things on it, and you had to scratch one.
And then you had to bring that. Okay.
So then they would
like,
see it. The other one was unscratched.
and then like the pull tabs, like you could pull both. Like you could just pull them both and get.
That
whatever.
just told you Burger King did those because I would win Chris sandwiches out the asshole.
I love Chris sandwiches.
But I used to eat Chris sandwich every single day.
But you only get egg. I think that's so weird.
Egg and cheese. I didn't like the shit back in the day.
That's
and
crazy.
so now it's just ingrained in me. Get an egg and cheese Chris sandwich.
Really? Did you ever go on Imvu?
I don't think so. What is that?
Dude, Imvu. It got me in a lot of fucking trouble. I'll tell you that.
What is it?
It was basically like Club Penguin. Club Penguin came out first. Did you ever go on that?
No.
What the fuck, dude? And then
I was
Imvu.
too old when Club Penguin came out. I was old and I was like, that's fucking gay.
It was so cool. Club Penguin was so cool because you could go on there, talk to people, meet some friends. But Imvu was the adult human version. So you made your own character. The girls had big
Club
tits.
Penguin, 21 and
The
up.
guys were super cute, like
Big
little.
tits.
Yeah. And
Now
like,
we're talking. I should have
they
been on Imvu.
and like you
But
could
they
buy.
were like cartoon tits.
I mean, they were like. It was like very. They try to make it as humanly realistic.
But
as
how
possible.
real could it have really been back then?
I mean, back then, no, but they tried
Toon
to.
titties.
And so you could like go shopping and like buy whatever you want, wear whatever you want. I always looked like a little slut. I always had a little bra on.
Shocker.
A little bra on and like a little skirt. This is Imvu.
Squirt. Yeah, I do not remember that shit at all.
Well, yeah. But I remember one time I went to Florida and we always tainted my cousin Emily. Like we always made her really bad. Her mom thinks we made her bad. But it was normal activity. But we would go on Imvu and like people would be trying to have sex with you.
Could you fuck in there?
No. But you could like make out, you could do all types of stuff.
That's like some Grand Theft Auto shit.
It's crazy. And I had a little boyfriend on Imvu and we would have sex all the time because he would say if we kissed 10 times in a row, then we just had sex. So we would do
You
it.
are so
And
lame.
then he would say, okay.
You are so
But back then I
lame.
was like, oh my God, this is so hot. Like I love boys. I was boy crazy.
Were you like touching yourself to kissing 10 times? Like
No, my cousin Emily
I
would sit
guarantee
there
you
and
this little boy
watch.
was like, oh my God, 10 times.
No. I
That
would
little
never.
boy was fucking.
Like, and I felt weird.
He probably
doing
wasn't
it.
even a little boyfriend. You're talking to a 40-year-old man.
Yeah, well, I was like 12, and
Hey, you wanna kiss me 10
my
times?
aunt's boyfriend came behind me one day and was like watching me play on Invo, and he was like, "Are you allowed on that?" And I was like,
Who is
"Yeah."
this?
My aunt's boyfriend back in
What
the
a
time.
snitch.
He got me in trouble. He was like, "Are you allowed on that?" And I was like, "Yeah, at home I am." Like, not here at this fucking Nazi house, but when I'm in home in my own comfort, yes, I'm allowed on here. And he was like, "Oh," so he ran and told my aunt. And I got in so
Snitch
she yelled at me.
ass
She's like, "You are not to be
motherfucker.
on there." And I wanted to be like,
Bitch,
You
I'm
and my
kissing
mom?
dudes 10 times.
yeah, right, like I'm out here getting fucked, okay?
You're not getting fucked. You're getting kissed.
I'm getting kissed 10 times equals
And
sex.
it's-
LOL.
It ain't even make out.
No, they're like
y'all
make
are
out.
pecking.
Well, they're just like, you can't see it. But like their heads are turning. Like that. And they're kissing.
That is wild.
And it was hot. And like you could like wear.
It was hot.
It was. And I used to love, but I felt so bad because I knew I wasn't supposed to be on it. I don't think my mom ever knew, but she never really caught me.
You're a loser.
Yeah. Yeah. What else do I have? Yeah. He got me in trouble. I got scolded over that shit. Well, the rest of this we could talk about. But you did want me to bring up how I wasn't allowed to watch Degrassi.
Yeah, that was weird to me when you told me that yesterday.
Yeah, I was not allowed to watch Degrassi.
That was like a thing, though. People weren't allowed to read Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
I know people who weren't allowed to read it because it's the devil, it's witchcraft.
Oh, no. That's not what
So why
it is
couldn't you
for
watch
me.
Degrassi?
'Cause it was
you
too
couldn't watch
adult.
Degrassi, but you could kiss someone 10 times and fuck them?
Well, I don't think my mom fully knew I was on Imvu. I never like broadcasted it to her, but I never like
Weird.
hid it either. I just would go on. But she would tell us like specifically, like, you are not allowed to watch Degrassi. Because it had like drugs and sex. And like I'm 4 years younger than you. So when this shit is on, I was really young when it first started.
Yeah, but like,
And I knew what drugs and sex were already, so it's like, okay, what does it matter?
I don't even remember watching it like when it first started. I
But
remember being able to watch.
My mom
seasons
like, no.
seasons.
She basically would say like, it's a bad influence.
That's wild.
So I have never watched. I never even seen a single episode of Degrassi.
To this day.
To this day.
To this day.
Alexa would sneak and watch it because she was a little rebel. I would. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Fuck that lame show, anyways.
Weird.
But little did I know my baby was in there. My man Drake, looking
Aubrey.
all crippled up.
That was Aubrey back then.
Yeah.
Aubrey.
Yeah. Crazy.
So that's it, huh?
Degrassi. I have a few more, but it doesn't matter.
We'll save them up.
No, we won't save them because I'll never talk about it again.
All right. Well, let's not drag this out because then we don't have to clip another video. So
Oh yeah, we gotta go.
All right,
my
y'all.
new slippers, everybody. Christmas.
You know the deal. Subscribe to the motherfucking channel. Don't be a fake ass hoe.
Yeah. If you like this little reminisce with us, then definitely subscribe.
Back in my day.
Because we won't be doing it again.
I mean, we could be. Who knows?
There's really nothing more to reminisce about. I remember
There's
McDonald's had
a
video
lot
games. Remember
to
that?
reminisce. I said when I'm dragging this out, we're about a minute away from this camera cutting off.
All right. Well, follow me. All the shit's linked below, I hope. Follow me.
It sure
on
is.
TikTok.
All mine's linked below too. Why the fuck we been spelling it out all this time? It's all linked below. Go fucking like that shit.
Right.
Subscribe to this channel, or your mom's a hoe.
No,
Leave
she's
a
not.
rating.
Your mom's a nice lady.
Only if you fucking subscribe. But yeah, we'll talk to y'all next week.
Peace and love.